want you to focus on my upper body. Notice that my upper body really doesn't change when I go from left foot forward to right foot forward. So practice a lot of those surface 180s, thinking about letting your body position be where a lot of your power comes from.
What's up, y'all? Shaun Murray here, and I am rigging something up right now. I haven't done this. This is from BB Talking. This is how I coach people. And when they're riding, they have this helmet. They can hear me. I'm driving in the boat wearing the surf hat. If you guys go to bbtalkingusa.com, you can check out all the products, and they actually have the Shaun Murray package, which is a helmet and a hat, and it works great. Even if you're not coaching, you want to just talk to the rider back there, it changes the sport. Plus, it works in all other applications. Like if you're riding moto, or when I go snowboarding and snow skiing, definitely use it then. Back to what I'm rigging up. So I've got this piece. I want to put it in here. I'm going to try to put it right about here. I've got the receiving unit tucked away right here, and I think this is going to work. We're going to put the other piece so that you guys can hear what I'm saying. And what we're talking about today is one of the most requested things I've gotten recently in the questions or comments. If you guys ever have questions or comments, you guys can always do that below, because yes, I do read them. I try to answer them. If you guys don't subscribe, maybe consider doing that right now. Go hit that subscribe button. If you do that, hit the notifications bell. And always appreciate it when you like and share. You don't have to do any of that stuff. I'm just saying, like, I really enjoy getting to do this, and the more you guys do that, the more I get to do this. So help me help you. Subscribe! What we're talking about today is riding switch. So let's head out to the water, and I'm gonna give you guys some tips on how to simplify riding switch, because we can really get too much in our head, which then translates into our body. And so I wanna make this easy for you guys to really expand your riding. So let's head out to the water and talk about how to improve your switch riding. First, what is switch? Switch is when you're riding with your non-dominant foot forward. And if you're a left foot forward rider, we call that regular foot. If you're a right foot forward rider, it is called goofy foot. And if you're one of those people who have asked about switch, awesome. If you're like, yeah, I don't want to ride switch, it feels weird, I want you to think of these things we're getting ready to talk about. So what we're going to talk about is how to really make things easier. And what I want you to know is that when people have the switch riding in their head, they really tend to make it seem like it's something that's comparable to throwing a ball with your opposite hand. So you know, it's way simpler than that. When you throw a ball, there's a lot of mechanics. You turn, you pivot one foot, you get your elbow out. Like, there's a lot of different things that you do when you throw a ball. And so when I throw a ball with my opposite hand, it does not work right. There's a lot of mechanics that happen. When you are riding, you are standing there, leaning against the line, letting the rope be your support. Okay, so it's really getting yourself to just let the rope be where a lot of your support, power, and control comes from. All right?
So here's what I want you guys to understand is that when you're riding, you're very stacked up. My body position, my bones are stacked on top of each other, so they're doing a lot of the work. It's not down in a crouched position like this where my muscles are doing work. I want to stand up, lean against the line. So when someone is riding switch, it's the same thing. You want to make sure that you're still stacked up, leaning against the line. We're going to go down to about 12 miles an hour. Okay? The reason is that if you catch an edge while doing this, it's not a big deal. Also, the fins release much easier. You want to go really slow so the fins don't catch. If you fall, it's not a big deal. But more importantly, notice everything is very flat. I have a big area to practice these things. We're going to keep going down slower. You want to go almost as slow as you can go. This will make you a little bit more tired, but watch this. I want you to focus on my upper body. Notice that my upper body really doesn't change when I go from left foot forward to right foot forward, back and forth. My shoulders are pretty much open to the boat, okay? My handle does not move. People will say, pull the handle to your hips. Don't do that. If you're moving the handle, you're actually moving your power, balance, and control. So leave the handle still. Continue to connect through the hips. Continue to lean against the line. Now notice my left hip is connected. I'm going to then change the connection over to my right hip. So the whole time, it's pulling me right from the belt. All right? So when you want to go switch, the best way to do it, take your back foot and you're going to push it at the boat. That is how fins release. If you're watching the fins edit, you'll know that the way to release fins is take that back foot, push it at the boat. What people tend to do is, I'm leaning against the line. People think that means lean back. So what happens when they go to right before is they end up falling over. They're not leaning against the line, so they will fall into the water that way. So it's really important. It's really important to continue to lean against the line. So I was talking about throwing the ball. When you throw a ball, there's like so much that happens. But when you're riding, you're just standing there. When you do a 180, your brain is going to go, whoa, it seems like all sorts of bells and whistles. But all you have to do is take that back foot, push it towards the boat, and then get your weight transferred onto your other foot. But more importantly, connect the other hip. This is where a lot of people are going to fight. And the most common thing that happens when people go switch is that they get bent over. They're on top of the board. This arm goes up like a big chicken wing. And now they're feeling like they're on a balance board. It's like this. Stay against the line. Keep your shoulders against the line. Keep connected in the hip. So when you're going from this connection, push that back foot out, connect into the right hip. Keep your eyes looking straight. Keep your head still. Notice that my body, no matter what direction I'm going, is in this cylinder. That's always leaning against the line. And that's the next thing we're going to practice, is changing your direction and what it feels like to be supported, leaning against the line no matter where you're going. When you're standing straight behind the boat, this rope is going to go right up into between my shoulder blades. I can feel the support going right up. It's below my neck. I'm connected here in the hips. When I'm cutting heel side, it stays in between those shoulders. When I go toe side, I look in the direction I want to go, but now the support goes into this right shoulder, in between both shoulders, over to the right shoulder. This is really important. In between both shoulders, over to the right shoulder. Okay? If you watch my toe side, how to go toe side at it, the mistake that people make is that they then lean ahead of the line. This puts this shoulder ahead of the support and is why people feel funky toe side. Remember, feel it in between both shoulders, and then it's going to roll over to this back shoulder. It's a cool feeling when you go, oh, that's a light bulb moment. That's awesome. Going between both shoulders, looking to the left. I'm looking about the whitewash. Now I'm looking at that whitewash. Now it's in my back shoulder. Now watch this. When I go switch, it's still in between both shoulders over here. Now it's in between both shoulders, then it transfers over to my left shoulder. This is switch toe side for me, feels funky. But if I think about leaning against the line, where am I supported? Where am I connected? Leaning against the line. It does feel funky, but it feels better. So the next step, after you've figured out how to do these 180s straight behind the boat, is to then, I think it's best starting switch, finishing regular. Here's why, is when you get to regular, you feel more confident. So it's in between both shoulders, do the 180 in the middle, back shoulder. In between both shoulders, leaning against the line, back shoulder. Looking where I'm going, keeping the handle still, letting the rope support me. Notice it doesn't look like I'm doing much, but I leaned back outside of the support of the line. Both shoulders, back shoulder. Eyes looking where I'm going. Both shoulders, back shoulder. Staying in that cylinder. Both shoulders, back shoulder. We're going to go up to about 14 miles an hour. What I want you to do is show yourself how to get outside the wake. Okay? We're going to look outside the wake. I'm looking past. This is where you're going to be afraid of, getting stuck there. Do not look at it, and especially don't pause when you're going over it. I'm looking about 15 feet outside the wake. I'm not looking out perpendicular to the rope. I'm looking where I'm about to be. Focus on your goal, not your fear. Your fear is that whitewash and stopping there. So we're going to go up and over that wake. I'm looking past it. I'm not pausing. I'm continuing to lean against the line. And this is where you're going to have another breakthrough moment where you show yourself how hard you can lean against the line switch. Because you potentially went from somebody who's like, I don't ride switch well. If I do, and then all of a sudden you're getting this crazy hard lean against the line. Do not lean ahead of the line, but lean straight against the line. And you can potentially lay your back almost all the way down to the water. There's a lot of strain here. Ugh. lot of push, a lot of pull, and you just showed yourself that you can get a ton of power switch. Once you're out here, you could try to go back over that wake switch toe side, but honestly, it's real easy to get caught in that. So a nice thing you can do out here is don't go for the full 180. Kick the board out into a switch side slide. There's another trick for you. Take that back foot. Look where you're going. Push it out. Don't pull on the rope. The board will speed up. There's less drag when I'm doing this. So the board's going to feel like it's going to speed up. Don't pull on the rope. But 99% of the people do. Take that back foot. Push it out. Do that a few times. Eventually, you're going to push it out. You're going to slowly go to toe side. You're going to celebrate. And then you're going to cut back in over the wake. And you're going to be like, yeah. When you get over to this side, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to take that back foot, lean against the line, push it out, bring it right back. Don't try to hold the slide for a long time. Bring it right back. If you want, then you can do the 180, switch toe side. This is a little bit funky, but remember, no matter what direction you're going, you're always leaning against the line. There's a lot less movement than you intend to do, okay? If you want, you can come back over and do the 180 over the white walk and then celebrate once again because you've just done a ton of new tricks. Remember, anytime, this is really important, anytime that you're doing these surface 180s straight behind the boat, do not go really any faster than like 14, maybe 15. I want to show you something here. This is really flat here. Jeff, go ahead up to 20. I think I'm at like 60 feet, so I don't want to go too fast. I'll start jumping wake to wake here in a second. But what I want you to see is how this no longer is a nice flat area. It's pretty turbulent, and it also has uphills. So I've been riding professionally for a long time. I do not like doing this, but I'm going to do it. Hopefully I don't catch an edge. It's not too bad as long as I lean against the line. But let me tell you, that is scary for me, so don't do that. If you're going to do any kind of surface 180s at normal speed, get outside the wake. So you do them out here, okay? Or do them on top of the wake so your board stays nice and clear of catching any edges. That takes more timing than out here, so start outside the wake. This is zero ballast behind my Paragon. Let's just have a little bit of fun. Whoa, come up short. Not that the other stuff wasn't fun, but this is fun too. Let's try to do one-handed toe side back roll. Yeah! Coming up short again. One-handed heel side back roll. Yeah! You guys can check out some of my other edits, like the 180 edits. I show you how to do some 180s. And you'll see the surface 180 is the same as this wake-to-wake 180, where it's not this big move. My body is like, whoa, that was terrible. Not terrible, I made it, but my body stays leaning against the line. You can run two hands the whole way. But what a lot of people tend to do when they go switch, like, hey, I can do the 180, I can't ride it because they're doing this. They get disconnected, and they're no longer riding in a good position. They're riding like this. You should be in this position. So practice a lot of those surface 180s, thinking about letting your body position be where a lot of your power comes from. So thank you guys for watching. If you have questions and comments, do that below. Subscribe, hit that notification bell, and no matter what you're doing, always enjoy your ride. Peace! Okay, last one, we're going to do a scrub. We're going to try not to jump the wake. Hold the speed. Stay low. Here we go, into the tumble turn. Riding on my back. Later, y'all.
Also, if you stop by ShaunMurray.com, you can check out the merch we have. Shirts and tees, that's the same thing. And sun shirts and some signature cards and stickers. So go check that out at ShaunMurray.com. And no matter what you're doing, always enjoy your ride. Peace!